by Senator Oburu Oginga will be asked by Senator Ogola. Senator Ogola, please proceed and ask the question on behalf of Oburu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I ask question number 045 by the Senator for Siaya County, Senator Dr. Oburu Oginga, MGH, MP. And the first question, Honorable Speaker, is, could the Cabinet Secretary explain the delay in the completion of the Wangarot-Kamito Road C842 construction project in Siaya County, which was launched in 2016, and provide a timeline for completion of the project, Honorable Speaker? The expected completion period was supposed to be 2016 to 2021. And two, Honorable Speaker, what are the reasons for the delay in the resumption of construction of Awelo-Leunda Road C843 in the county, and could the Cabinet Secretary provide a timeline for the resumption and completion of the works? And lastly, the third question, Honorable Speaker, is, could the Cabinet Secretary also provide a status update on the upgrading to bitumen standard and performance-based maintenance on Gotnanga Bar Obe Road C948 and indicate the projected date of completion? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Cabinet Secretary, you can respond to the question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to come and respond to the questions. Always, again, let me repeat that it is my greatest pleasure to come back to this very august house. Mr. Speaker, because all the questions relate to pending roads, allow me by way of introduction just to say something in 2 minutes. One is that the situation has not changed insofar as development of our roads in the country from the time I was here. And it's important for the nation to understand that, let me repeat this here, that when we came to office in October 2022, and from when this government was elected in August 2022, I inherited a road portfolio on these roads that have been mentioned for development that had about 150 billion pending bills. All this amount, Mr. Speaker, was in regard to roads that have been pending for even up to 10 years. The last time I was here, I gave examples of some of the roads that have been pending for many years, including in Tarakanidi, in Chakarika, Marimanti, from the last 10 years in 2014 when we went to launch that road. The people of Kenya will appreciate that that 150 billion required a one-off payment of the 150 billion, so that then, from the time we came to office, we should then have commenced an accumulation of that amount from there moving forward. Unfortunately, in the first year, we were given a budget of about 53 billion. Of that 53 billion, Mr. Speaker, about 33 or 34 thereabout billion was dispersed, and we paid the contractors in the year 2022-2023. When we paid some of these contractors, because it's distributed, as you know, parliament budgets road by road, it's distributed a little amount of money across the roads. Some of the contractors were able to go on site. Then in this financial year, which has just ended, 2023-2024, the budget provision initially was 73 billion. Then supplementary budgets came in, cut that amount up to 51 billion. By the end of that financial year, on 30th of June 2024, which is a few weeks ago, the ministry only had received 25 billion, a half of the disbursements of the budgetary allocation. What does that mean? For the 2 years I've been in office, in terms of budget allocation and disbursement, the actual money that came to the ministry to chase the road portfolio of 150 billion then was only about 50 billion. And Mr. Speaker, when the 50 billion was paid, of course the contractors incurred another pending bill. That moved it to, again, 165 billion. So as we sit here, we have a pending bill of 165 billion for all the road contracts across the country. That explains why most of the questions that I'm going to now read, the answer are supplied to this House, the answers are majorly we will complete when funding is provided. We have gone to a new financial year with another budget of another 50 billion, Mr. Speaker, to chase another 165, and therefore we are not even sure whether there will be a disbursement that is commensurate to the resources we want by the end of this financial year. It therefore means, from a ministry perspective, unless from the Treasury and Parliament through budget, we have a drastic decision-making for a one-off payment of the contractors of the 165 billion, we will be lying to the nation, and I will continue being that minister being accused if we lie to the nation that we are going to complete these roads in time in the absence of a drastic change in the budgeting process. It is even, the situation is made worse because, Mr. Speaker, of the misfortune of the failure of the finance bill. That means we stagnate around here because government to be able to plug in the 49 billion, that is a gap, and to look for other resources to do this becomes a big challenge. The answers, Mr. Speaker, now when I read will move a bit faster because all the answers, most of the answers to the questions asked here are related to non-existence of budgetary allocation for the roads to be done. It is the state of the nation, it's the state of the ministry, it's the state of our roads. And it's important that for the last 2 years, why this government has been accused of miscommunication is, Mr. Speaker, because we have tried to behave like an African father who does not want to tell his children the exact state of his pocket in the hope that in the fullness of time, you will get something and you will satisfy your children. Unfortunately, the impatience of your children can easily eat you because you've been trying to hide the truth of what it is. I have decided, Mr. Speaker, that we lay it bare so that the people of Kenya know the state of their infrastructure, the state of their accounts, their budgets, so that then they will know whether they will be ready to make sacrifices in other sectors to complete the roads. And Mr. Speaker, the last statement I was going to make on this issue is that this is a systemic, historic problem because some of you who are sitting now here, who are in National Assembly, you kept, for example, in our Jubilee administration, which I gladly also were part of it, but I sat in this House. You kept doing the things you did in National Assembly by increasing the number of roads and approving a budget for roads without a clear plan of how will these roads be completed before you start a new one. That is why this administration also, when we came to office, we made it clear to the country that we are not going to start new projects until we complete the projects that are in place, because this disease was going to be carried forward continuously, year in, year out, and we were living a lie. And that's why we must confront the reality on the ground. Now, therefore, Mr. Speaker, I will go straight to respond to the question number 45. Mr. Speaker, the delay in the completion of Wang-Arod-Kamito Road and the Maseno-Kombewa-Kalandini Road D245 and Maseno Town Roads RWC 119 projects were caused by the contractor's withdrawal from the site due to the severe financial distress from the accumulation of the pending bills. The current pending bill for this project is Kenya shillings 203 million shillings, 476,681.90 cents, and the allocated budget for the last financial year, which has just ended, has been exhausted with a payment of only 56 million shillings, 370,000. The budget for the project for this coming financial year, Mr. Speaker, is 70 million. You can see even the budget for this financial year coming is 70 million, still chasing the balance of the 203 million, which is the pending bill. Meanwhile, the ministry is engaging the contractor to prioritize maintenance work to ensure motorability at affected sections ahead of the full resumption of the works. Mr. Speaker, number 2, the delay in the completion of Bondo, Uyawi, Kibanga, Liunda Beach Road which is C843 road project, is due to the contractor's withdrawal from the site, citing delays in payment of interim payment certificates for the certified works. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry through KERA has engaged the contractor to resume works following partial payment on the previously owed amounts. The contractor has committed to mobilize and resume operations to ensure the project's completion as modalities are put in place to clear the outstanding amount of Kenya shillings 33,777,596.69. In the last financial year, the contractor was paid 61,171,999 out of the allocated 70,800,000. And the ministry aims to clear the balance in the next tranche of disbursement from the National Treasury. The upgrading to bitumen standards and performance-based maintenance of the Gotnanga, Jera, Bar, Ober, D1853 road project is currently at 20% progress, with 2.35 kilometers of tarmac completed out of the contracted 12 kilometers. The project's delay was previously caused by inadequate budgetary allocation, leading to payment delays and the contractor's withdrawal from the site. The contractor has since resumed full operations following the payment of all the pending bills in November 2023. The project is anticipated to be completed in the financial year 2024-2025, this financial year, subject to the appraisal of the contractor's application for